Hello everyone, and welcome back to Avowed. Last time, that threw me off, we got very distracted. Sorry, I was readjusting myself. We got very distracted and ended up going down into this Eothasian temple? Eothasian temple. Where we met Matthew Mercer, who is making a golem probably out of the animated bones of a dead god. Or not dead god, a shin bone of his god that he worships. The character, not Matthew Mercer himself. Also, apparently I'm encumbered. I'm not encumbered, though. 145 out of 168. Wait, what is this? What the fuck does this... That's coin. Is that my XPs? 1988. So I'm 12 XP away from leveling. That's not even that then. What the fuck is that? I don't know. We'll find out. I also burned a lot of my potions. So... we are in a rough spot. Stuttering a little bit. Let me just check and see if my graphics settings saved. It is on medium with everything turned off. It should be okay. Just close everything out. I don't think... I literally only have recording and the game open, so I'm curious why it's so...
Seek.
It's already charged.
Right behind you.
Quick save real fast. What's that? A History of the Living Lands 4, redacted. Every page of this book has been painted black except for the very last, which features a large drawing of an unusually ornate key and a note written in the runes of an unknown language. Beneath them, someone has scribbled. How do their agents keep finding my work? They've already defaced 3 versions of this volume alone. I don't know what they find so objectionable about my theories on the meaning of the godless language, but I'm done rewriting it. You bastards win. No more. The note above has been amended for a more measured hand, by a more measured hand, likely sometime after the first note was written. I've compared my notes regarding this inscription from the inscriptions from Ukezo with a script on the intact clay tablet in my lab and realized that they share several shapes in common. I may be able to make some headway in translating this if I can find an expert in the godless. Another amendment follows, but that too has been mostly blacked out. Near the end of the redaction, the paint suddenly runs off the edge of the page and a splash of blood stains the margin. All you can make out is a pair of shaky sentences circled several times. Yiz, could that mean God? So they're not godless. Do they worship some unknown god? Which makes the fact that I am a... God-touched? Who doesn't know who his deity is?
Here we go.
Sorry, I didn't have the health to wait on there. Opening this. Health pot, thank God. Just gonna chug that real fast. Oh, you got one too. How do I pick that up? Can I not? I wonder if I just drop it when I finish. I wonder if that's what just happened. Oh, now I'm over encumbered for sure. Okay, what can I drop that is genuinely crap? Can I break stuff down? Oh, stash in camp. Oh, that is breaking them down. That is stashing them in the camp. Okay. Well, let me just... I wanna take it. I lose essence if I wear that. But transmogrify? Oh. Interesting, interesting, interesting. This brings me back out to the central chamber. Okay, well.
That earthquake must have knocked something loose. Well, better a flood than a cave-in.
I'm very curious why it's quaking like that. It hadn't been. Oh, there. I think there's something there, but I can't see very well. Godless scribbles. Frick? Interesting. These supplies don't look like the but they do look like... That wagon is just straight up on its side. Is it being held by the roots, maybe? What are these? That's a camera. Huh. These are wait, these are pipes and wires. Got it. So what does that one do? Ah, okay, they're trapped.
Something's not right here. Take a look around.
Oh shit, he said stay out of his study. Ah. Keep his journal. New orders came from 3rd of Prauton, 2830. New orders came down from Darren today. We're to be sent to living lands. The diplomatic corps has established an embassy in the city port of Paradise, and they need support cataloging the unusual ruins there. No doubt it will take a month, perhaps a year or two at the very least. It will take months, perhaps a year or two at the very least. I had promised Rudwin I'd be in high ground to celebrate Inestu with him and the children, especially since it'll be Miri's coming of age, but how often are you given the opportunity to lay the foundation of study for a previously undiscovered ancient culture? I'm sure he'll understand. And Miri, well, I think my daughter will be glad I'm gone. It's not like the gods are making new continents. The world's getting smaller every day. 17th of Preverno, 2830. It always seems as though the moment I finally get my sea legs, we're pulling into harbor. And a charming harbor it is, despite what Darren told me, and not nearly so dangerous as the clerks in High Crown warned. I swear on the Queen, half my countrymen resent any city that isn't the Emperor's, purely on principle. There was a letter waiting for me when I arrived at the embassy. I suppose Rudwin sent it before I left. The cowards filed for dissolution of our marriage, but he couldn't muster the stones to tell me to my face. Let him assume it never arrived, for I certainly won't dignify it with a reply. This whole episode has given me a blinding headache and a horrible pinching sensation right behind my eyes. We've had a few days to settle into life at the embassy while the powers that be argue about how to best make use of us. While I was resting, the ambassador's clerk took the scouts to some dreadful little swill house in a rough part of town. Naturally, a couple of the younger lads poisoned themselves with alcohol. The mother in me wants to be furious, but I can hardly muster the energy. As long as Ofric's avoiding his stomach in the canals instead of the bunkhouse, it's not my business after all. I think I'll take the team to Fort Northreach, see if we can't help their archivist identify the purpose of the godless ruins there. 1st of Taraverno, 2831. Blessed New Year. The team acquitted themselves well at the fort. With Caedmon's help, I was able to get down into the basement of the ruins there and take a good look at the construction. Naturally, I left the notes I took at the fort. I feel like I can hardly even think these days, but I believe I remember enough of what I learned to write a satisfactory report for the ambassador. Could those ruins have been the site of a fertility temple? I mean, goodness, look at the shape of their buildings. The still Groat Inquisitor attached to the embassy has uncovered rumor of a holy relic in a cave here in the Dawnshore, and she suggested we might want to investigate. I know I should be eager to get down there and explore, but I've hardly been able to get out of my bedroll since we returned to Paradise. I'll bet there's a cursed tablet with my name on it that Rudwin's installed in the Temple of Skyn back in High Crown. Nothing... Oh god, what the fuck? Nothing else could explain the hideous nightmares I've been having. Mushrooms erupting from my skin, my eyes replaced by quivering stalks, Miri turning into a tree, Rudwin splitting in half and opening like a flower. No matter what drug I take or which god I pray, they refuse to go away. 6th of Praprima, 2831. I collapsed while we were gearing up on the market, and none of the merchants would help me off the ground. One of them muttered something about a soul plague and ran off to tell his mates. I tried to tell the man I wasn't sick, just going through a divorce, but I couldn't speak. It was like my tongue had turned to mud. The Inquisitor pulled me aside when the boys got me back to the embassy. She was able to press the locals for more about the relic. Apparently it was taken from Aothis' Titan skeleton, the very one I made my reputation discovering, and it's well known for its ability to heal anyone who holds it. I cannot delay any longer. I must find it.
Well, we found the expedition. Looks like they've only been dead a few hours. But how did they get in here? They can't have come the same way we did. We swam here. What's stranger is there's not a scratch on them. No sign of what killed them. It's like every member of the expedition team just collapsed.
I've seen something like this before in the creation of animats.
I've heard of those, but I've never seen one. They're suits of armor brought to life by bound souls, right? The Oracle couldn't have put the expedition's souls in the statue of Aothis, right?
Could the Oracle's plan have something to do with Aothis' vanishing at Ukaizo?
There's still a lot of debate over what even happened at Ukaizo. Perhaps the Oracle knows the truth, or perhaps he's just as lost as we are. Aothis is a dangerous god associated with Eora's bloodiest wars, and he recently killed thousands of people in Deadfire. Now, we have a piece of him, and we're about to face a maniac who wants it desperately. Tread carefully.
Leveling up. What do I want to take? I'm level 5, so I can start to take this stuff. Ooh. Power attacks with wands bounce to a nearby enemy, dealing reduced damage but retaining any elemental accumulation. Decrease the essence pen. Oh, I need that bad. I think I'll get this next. Maybe I'll take this. Oh, wait, I had two. Power attacks with wands explode on impact, dealing reduced stun and explosive damage to nearby enemies. Increases damage with wand by a flat 25. This... I mean, I don't know what else this does. It lets me unlock these, but I haven't even gotten those yet, so I'll wait on getting that. I kind of like the exploding. I don't need it to bounce yet, but upgrading my base attack seems like a good plan. And then for this... honestly, health would be nice. I'm pretty brawny. What about companions? Does he have a point? No? No. On the Binding of Souls. The margins in this text are scribbled with notes and references. The ink-stained pages appear to have seen much use in earlier times. The removal and transference of souls is a practice both ancient and sophisticated. There is evidence that the Angwithans were particularly adept at this. Yet few details have survived them. Someone has scrawled Annals of the Pargaran, page 382-6 below this paragraph. What is known as the removal of a soul is a difficult process, and one that requires an expert hand and precise tool for any chance of success. Early attempts on a test pool of 138 goats left most of the subjects with maimed or fractured souls. In all but 2 of the 11 instances where the soul was successfully removed, the essence dissipated before scholars could capture it. The words "transfer to holding vessel" are written and underlined in the margin. The process requires conductive materials, copper and adra specifically. Immersion in the water is important to ensure that the soul is drawn in a steady and uniform manner, with no distortions or breakages. A warped soul is at best useless and at worst unpredictable. An arrow points from this paragraph to a scrunched note. Extraction pool in CR, 18 foot wide, 3 foot deep. We have since mastered the process of soul transference and have seen the benefits of infusing forged work with the essence of animals and wilder. What remains to be seen is whether that we might see greater gains from using the soul of Kith, where we would procure the appropriate subjects, and how much personality and autonomy we would want to leave intact in such cases. A string of notes winds around... words are blurring together. A string of notes winds around and below this paragraph, beginning with criminals, prisoners of war, and volunteers, and ending with forged guardians in block letters. These notes are crossed out, and below them is written, "But what of the divine soul?" He's a god of light. I'm very confused why everyone seems to be like he's dangerous. But I didn't play Deadfire, so I don't have context. Which kind of sucks, because my character would definitely know as a scholar. Oh, that's a fire. Don't crawl on that, please. Okay.
Why has he come here? Why does he build the idol in this place?
She doesn't know either.
Even the flood could not stop him. Fealty or sickness?
I don't know what this guy's capable of, but I've got your back.
I'm gonna have to talk to him. There's no way around, I don't think. Alright. Let's get...
There you are. I worried for you when the earth shook.
Oh,
You
no!
have been gone some time. Do you carry the splinter of Aethys?
It was just gonna give me the... Damn it. It was just gonna give me another thing from the lady. I found the bodies of the expedition team in your workshop. Did you kill them?
Ah, I did not expect you to be so thorough in your explorations. Nevertheless, I am impressed. As to whether I killed them, well, that is a matter of semantics. Does death occur the moment the heart ceases beating, or when the soul is broken upon the wheel? In one sense, then they are quite dead. In another, they remain very much alive. In either case, they have entered a state of change, and the impetus was mine.
A soul on the wheel is broken into its constituent parts. The person of the soul once into its constituent parts. The person the soul once constituted is gone.
If one were to take your narrow-minded view, and the expedition had encountered the wheel, then yes, they would be dead.
Narrow-minded.
But their souls are not bound for the wheel. You see, I have given them the opportunity to be part of something larger than themselves. Their essence is held safe within my devices, and with your help, I shall give them a new commission: to prosecute the redemption of a god.
How do you expect to redeem Aethys?
Do you carry the relic I asked you to collect?
I do.
Excellent. The relic you have retrieved was stolen from Aethys' body. He is bound to it, or it to him. And before the events at Ukaizo, he would speak to me through it. He speaks to me no longer, but I believe he resonates with the splinter yet, as I do. If I am correct, when it is placed in the statue, the magnifying power of the Ardra will draw him into it, and he will be trapped. Locked into the reliquary with a chorus of furious souls acting as his conscience. He will finally begin the work of making right all the wrong he has done. All that is left is for you to place the splinter into the statue's chest. Will you do it?
What will happen to you if your god abandons his domain in the beyond?
I cannot say. But when I return to the wheel, I pray I do not see Aethys there, for it will mean that I have failed. You see, my brother, you must understand. I am willing to endure a life of greatest loneliness, so that he may repent.
The ego on this guy. There's absolutely no way this will work.
Aethys is weak, if he persists at all. He expended tremendous soul energy manifesting in the body of Moros Nua and marching it across the Deadfire. By the time he reached Ukaizo, he was spent, and used the very last of his power to destroy the wheel. The god that is left is but a wisp of purpose, floating through the beyond. It is that wisp I will capture.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Thank you. Once you have placed the splinter into the statue, power my devices just over there. Together, we will observe the results.
Scientifically, I want to know... Ooh, also he has a nice sword. I want to know what happens to him if his god does go away, because that could have pertinent information on me.
The local militias lax at the
Oh my
best of
god,
times,
okay.
which these are not.
There we are. Now, fill the statue with essence. Do me the honor of pulling the lever, just there. And my lord will return to face justice.
He's gone, but he's still with me. Oh, this is his journal. What form should a reliquary take that is fit to hold the splinter? Were I in High Crown still, I would petition the church for ivory, gems, and gold, for this remnant of his holy body is worth all the wealth in the Empire and more. Being as I am sequestered here, I will make do instead with the wealth of the land. Granite from the tallest peaks, clay from the fertile riverbeds, and trunks from the most aged trees. I must work without cease until it is done. The memory of my lord cannot endure delay. He's beginning to take shape. I thought at first a sanctuary would be appropriate, a temple within this temple of the godless, but when I prayed over my plans for the building's constructions, I received a vision of Aethys' titan as it had existed in all time. In its time, a body of strange flesh and bone, hundreds of feet tall, astride the land with Pantheon at its side, facing down the forces of chaos like 11 colossal ships on the line. What crisis manifested them and inspired them to act? I know not, but I shall remake him as he was in my own fashion. He is complete, but the statue I have made is lifeless, inert, dull. The work of my hands does not dignify the splinter. There is something deficient in it and in me. I must destroy it and begin again. He is made anew. His effigy is formed from granite, clay, and wood still, but they shelter now a precious Adra core. It glimmers even in the low light of the cavern's ceaseless evenings. He brings the dawn of this penumbral place as the light of his attention once brought to my soul. In the Empire, they celebrate Spring Day today, or they would have prior to the Saints' War. I wonder, what of him remains in the beyond after his disillusion at Ukaizo? I long to be with him again. What if I did not have to wonder? See, he says that. Oh wait, hold on. Wrong quest. This is gonna kill me, isn't it?
Any moment now. My god Aethys, are you there? No! It's not working! Something is wrong. My lord Aethys has not returned. Something is missing from my design. Something I did not account for. It must be the chime. Without its ringing, he cannot hear the statue's call.
What?
My brother, will you join my holy work and lend your chime to the cause?
My what? This isn't the first time you've tried this, is it?
No. This statue, its purpose, it has been the sole focus of my every waking moment from the instant Aethys left the world. The elaborate construction you see around us was not my original intent. It came with time. All the result of many tests, and many failures.
That's how every major discovery is made.
Precisely. It seemed I was always a hair's breadth from success. Iron, blood, oil, ardra, essence. Now, the relic. The very body of a god. You see, there is always another parameter to adjust. But I believe success is near at hand. And you, rare and perfect you will be my last.
What does that mean exactly?
I wish to remove your soul from your body, and through the power of animancy, place it in my statue, where it will bask for all eternity in the obliterating light of my lord.
The chime of an unload godlike wouldn't interest Aethys. It has to be you.
No. That would not be appropriate. He does not want me. He has made that clear.
He didn't keep me alive for 600 years. He chose you.
I am afraid. I have been a coward.
Wait, what?
What if I meet him and he refuses me? You are right. I am what is missing from my work, but I couldn't see it. It must be me. Before I leave you, I would ask you to tell me something. What do you believe we are to our gods?
I won't know until I've met my god.
I pray you have the chance. Goodbye, my friend. Walk always in the light. If thine heart be black, if thine intention be impure, thy life is forfeit. For he hath seen, he can see, he will see. Nothing is hidden from his glory. His light touches every corner of the world. Nothing is hidden from his sight, nor shall it be from mine. Hurry now, brother. Do it now!
The soul's in the machinery now. I've got to pull the lever to siphon it into the statue.
Ah, cool weapon. I mean, I did that because I'm actually genuinely curious if this is even gonna work. No.
Nothing, huh? Well, on the bright side, at least the Oracle's not around to see this.
He was never going to return, but Sargames couldn't see that.
It's hard to believe Aethys is really gone. What do you think, Envoy? Can a god really die?
His essence may have been dispersed, but I don't think it's gone.
That sounds like a question for a priest. Well, with the Oracle dead, I guess we should get going. Right behind you, Envoy.
Hear us. Follow us. We would speak to you.
Yeah.
It wakes. A host. Form given life. One day when we are free, we could return here, dwell in this body, feel the earth again. But it is a sprout. Fragile. It must sleep here undisturbed. A secret you could keep. Tell us, will you give us this gift?
If I let you have you, what will you do with it?
We are not sure. Could we touch the world? Walk in the ocean? Sift our fingers through sand?
How will you claim it?
A shard of Adra tethers it to us. Yet it is weak. A quagmire of essence occludes its veins. If we had time to tend it, perhaps we could find a way.
It's yours.
A vessel to hold us. We will remember this. The Adra strains. It aches, a choking barricade of souls. Essence like mud, we cannot swim here. It must be flushed out. Free this obstruction, then when our prison bars fall, we will see.
Hey, Envoy. Back with us? The Dream Scourge has driven people to the city. Means more bandits on the road.
I have to flush it.
New earth to till, we flower. We rest now. We must consider this.
I don't know who she is, but I'm assuming she's my god. It's the only reason I would have such a connection to her. Intriguing. You coming? Abaddon is the god of golems, machines, industry, strength, hope, and aspiration. He is favored by blacksmiths who avoid conflict, but whose labors perpetuate it.
Guess his work on that statue didn't leave much time for renovations.
A very good farmer. The spine of this book bears a stamp designated as part of the restricted collection in the Halls Obscured. It appears to have been stolen. Every page is filled with closely packed writing and illustrations. One passage reads, Saint Waidwin pursed his lips and stared down at the glowering visage which peered at him between the stalks of Vorlos. He gripped the wooden shaft of his scythe, slick with sweat from his palms, the hands of a working man, which he was. Then you are Eothas, he said. That I am, said the god. Then you already know what I want, said the farmer who was Waidwin. That I do. Waidwin unknotted the taut cord which restrained his ponytail and let the flowering locks cascade around his shoulders to rest over the shelf of his bosom. He winked and cleared his throat before winking again. I've got a candle that hasn't been lit properly. Aothus moved closer and the passage cuts off abruptly with a series of jagged notes pressed deeply into the parchment. Aora is not ready for this. Saint Waidwin, farmer become god. With the mention of the name Waidwin, most folks think of only one word, Godhammer. While this event echoes through the ages and is still felt years after the destruction of Avondale Bridge, Waidwin's humble beginnings belie the powerful force that he would grow into. Waidwin lived an unassuming life in a remote area of Raid Saris, the son of Vorless farmers. He toiled in the fields alongside his father for 22 years until his father's death. The farm then fell to him to run. He considered selling, but had no other skills upon which to draw, so he set on the path of Vorless farmer as well. Nothing of note was recorded in Waidwin's life until 4 years after his father's death. One day, while working the fields, Waidwin's life was irrevocably changed. In his words, night was falling, the fingers of dusk already gripping the sky. The sun had dipped beyond the world's edge, and stars were peeking from beyond the shroud. The day was still, and darkness had blanketed the field. I placed my last harvest of the day into the collection pile when from behind me arose a brilliant light. I turned, fear in my breast, knowing not what could have caused such an intense radiance. Behind me stood a blazing figure, resplendent in glory. Its white flesh glowed with luminescent radiance, its head a blinding ball of light, brighter than the highest sun of mid-year. I averted my gaze, afraid I would be struck down for daring to gaze upon such a creature. A sudden peace washed over me, sweeping away my fear, leaving my troubled soul tranquil. A loving warmth wrapped its arms around me. A voice spoke to me as I stood, transfixed, trying to both see this glorious being and avoid its dazzling scrutiny. Fear not, it said to me, for you are chosen above all others. You will be the light to bring about the rebirth of an empire. It then held out its hand and bestowed upon me a vision of power such that I could scarcely contain it. Waidwin, disheveled and dirty, stumbled into the village the next morning, telling all who would listen about the miracle that happened in his fields. Aothus himself, he claimed, had appeared to him. He was to punish the Adiran governor for leading his people into ruin. A way would be provided, and those faithful who helped him would be blessed when the divinity manifested. Villagers ignored him, convinced the loss of his parents had broken his mind. But Waidwin continued to preach of the power of Aothus and the corruption of the governor, eventually earning him the ire of the locals. His confrontations with the villagers hit a turning point one day in mid-autumn. A crowd had gathered around Waidwin, jeering him and telling him to leave the village. The Vorless crop that season was particularly light, and the villagers blamed Waidwin, saying he has angered the gods, particularly Aothus, with his blasphemy. They backed him into one of the withered fields, yelling at him to go. Accounts of the inciting actions are hazy. Some say a stone was thrown, others say he was pushed, others say still he simply tripped over a dry root sticking from the ground. Regardless of the cause, Waidwin landed face down on the ground, the villagers standing over him, laughing. Enough! A voice, not Waidwin's, boomed across the field. Waidwin looked up at the crowd, his eyes glowing with blinding white light. He stood, but he did not stand. One moment he was on the ground, and the next he was standing before the crowd who cowered before him. You dare deny me, the voice spoke through Waidwin's mouth. You dare refuse my servant? Waidwin's arms raised, beginning to luminesce. You dare require proof? His arms went out to his sides. Never ask again, lest you be burned in the light of the new dawn. There was a flash of light from Waidwin's eyes and hands, and the entire field sprang to life. The once dried and brittle plants became full, lush, and verdant. The crowd was silent. From somewhere in the back came a call of praise Aothus, and then they fell to their knees in the front of Waidwin, the farmer turned god. So everything about him seems good, so why is everyone scared or, shunning him? What happened to make shit go crazy? How do I live if there is no consolation? When he left the world, I was emptied of divinity. I am a slave now to desire for it. I am unmoored from space and time. I am a body persisting until it's gone. Nothing. Is that what he wanted me to become?
Never thought I'd be so relieved to see Paradise.
Left leg! Next one's mine!
He teleported. Essence.
We make a good squad.
We do. There was a, oh, shit. The girl probably wanted, update on her friend. I have to go all the way around, but, oh, hello.
Quiet as the depths.
Maybe I can... Okay, it does explode out. Okay, that one needs to die. Okay. Bear claws. Donuts.
A lot of explorers end up dead. But, hey, they're not you.
They're not. This is true. Young brown bear. Am I going the wrong way? No, I'm going the right way. Oh, we didn't die. Hey. Somebody's healing. Oh, this fucker's healing. Oh, there's two bears. Okay. Problem. my god! I did it! Oh, how much health did I have left? 3! Nice. Let's just chug that real fast. Oh.
Unseen, unheard.
Yum, 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 yum. What is this? Dead Zara? Almost back to the Pilgrim's Path. That's where I wanted to get to, so... Oh, well, alright. That was not that far of a fall. Oh, yeah, it was. Are you friendly? Hey. Hi.
This infuriating woman has made a perfect meal. This view is no rival to the one from Serpent's Crown. But I say it's not half bad.
That's kind of dumb. I wish I could have said something to them. Yeah, hey, don't go that way. We're gonna go the other way. Letter to the Oracle. Mr. Oracle, you've been very generous with your sellings, and I appreciate that, but the Adherents have been starting asking around about me at the market. It isn't often regular folks are carrying purses full of gold, you understand. Now that they've gone and started inspecting all the shipments coming through the port, I can't afford to keep ferrying your goods. The sciences aren't exactly illegal in the city, but the Steel Garrote people don't much like it either, and I'm starting to think I might end up at the bottom of the river if we keep this up. Sorry, I know you'll understand, Niall. Okay. Well, he's dead now, so no one needs to worry about it. And it was of his own choice, with some manipulation and persuasion from me. I mean, let's be real. If I had rejected him, he would have tried to kill me. So, like, all's well that ends well. And it sounds like my voice friend is gonna make use of this project. And she seems...
Despite the name, the Living Lands isn't an easy place to make a life.
Honestly, it's not a bad plan as smuggling operations go.
Do you think anyone else will try it?
Not well.
Niall, I find myself in need of a third essence generator and another parcel of resonance amplifiers. I know it was a bear wrestling last shipment from our friends in Fior, but my master there has led me to believe that they should have more than they can use and thus can stand to spare a few. Should they make a fuss, I release you to offer them the extra selling for each machine they part with.
Aware around they won't. Envoy, we didn't realize you were in the area.
2 guards, wine, and a dead body.
Is this Niall?
There's a story here.
Should I be worried about what I'm saying?
Not anymore. We have the situation in hand.
Bon and I caught this man trying to load a crate onto the lift. Turned out he was smuggling animancy equipment.
So we've closed this lift down, as a precaution.
So you saw a man with a crate and attacked him.
Of course not. We asked what he was carrying. Then he drew a knife.
It clearly wasn't expecting us. The locals must turn a blind eye to these things.
In the meantime, sorry, you'll have to go back to the main road.
Did you find anything of note?
Haven't searched him yet. We were only meant to be keeping watch, you understand?
Well, I already searched him.
You're welcome to take a look if you think you'll find
Well, I
anything
already
useful.
did it. Not gonna lie.
I'll ask you to refrain from using the lift, though.
Your commander sent a message that I'd be coming. Didn't you receive it?
No.
Did that carrier pigeon get lost again?
Stupid flying rat. Apologies, Envoy. Go ahead.
But if you bring so much as an Audra stone with you, we'll find out.
I'm the Emperor's right-hand man. If I want to carry Audra, I can fucking do so. Is there anything to loot in here? No, it's generally just supplies. It's people acting like I'm not the guy. I'm him. Don't you understand? God, this is playing way too much into my power fantasy.